We're in principle number 12, the two ways, and we're discussing what the Baal Sulam started to say about suffering. So he said that all suffering is felt by our desire to receive for ourselves, which has only a temporary reality, as the desire to receive was created to be transformed into the desire to give. Right, we learned that the essence of creation is the desire to receive. That our divine source has no desire to receive, is purely giving, and that was what was created in order to enjoy the goodness that the source of reality is bestowing, was created the desire to receive, because the desire to receive is what's able to enjoy, and that we were created to enjoy. So at the essence of our being, and embedded in our souls, is a desire to receive. But we learned that that desire to receive is our actual divine source that we were created with, is our desire to receive in its perfected form, which is desire to receive in order to give. That all of our enjoyment that our desire to receive enjoys, ultimately of all the divine goodness in that experience, is received not enjoying it in a self-serving way, but enjoying it in a way of giving, in a way of loving, in a way of divine service, in the ultimate way. Not received in a way of just taking the love, but in a way of giving love. So our desire to receive in order to give is at the essence of our being. So the stage that we're in right now is learning how to take our desire to receive for ourselves and elevate it to that state of receiving in order to give. Our being part of this whole process of actually working to elevate our receiving for desire to receive for ourselves to the place of receiving to give is integral, because that's what's allowing that love to be for real, for us to be actually loving, not just programmed to love. So right now we're in the process of learning how to elevate our desire to receive for ourselves to our desire to receive in order to give, which means we're learning how to go from a place of having pleasure in receiving to a place of having pleasure in giving. So he's saying here, the Baal Sulam, that all of our sufferings are felt from our desire to receive for ourselves. That's the place that experiences suffering. And that place that's suffering is only a temporary reality. So all of those sufferings are pushing us towards attaining our eternal reality. The Kabbalah is really trying to get us to become very aware that our bodies here are only temporary clothing of our souls, which is who we really are, that we're actually spiritual beings, like for real. Like I've heard it said that to realize that we're not like bodies that have souls, but we are souls that for right now have bodies. even our mind and our thinking and everything of our physical body is clothing of our true divine essence, our souls. We learned that at the inner root of our soul, the essence of which is beyond our understanding, because that's God itself, which is beyond our understanding. But that at the essence of what we can understand of our being is our desire. Our desire isn't our mind and our thoughts. It's way beyond that. Our thoughts are serving our desire. We have a desire, and then our thoughts are thinking how to work that out. How we could try to attain that desire. But our desire doesn't exist in physical space. It's our spiritual being that's desiring. And this desire that is our actual essence is, so we learn now, temporarily inside of our physical bodies. This is the stage where we're learning how to elevate that desire from a self-serving desire to a desire to be in a state of giving and loving. But all of the sufferings that we're experiencing in our reality right now are sufferings of our desire to receive for ourselves, which the Baal Salam is writing here, is to realize that is a very temporary reality, because right now that desire to receive for ourselves, we're in the process of elevating it to that state of receiving in order to give, which is a state of giving and loving. Right? So we're part of something so much bigger than it seems. We're all on the spiritual journey of this transformation from very simply wanting to get to wanting to give. For our pleasure to be in receiving, for our pleasure to be in giving. But the transformation is epic. It's everything we're going through. And the aspects of our desire, of our soul, are going through all the different lifetimes. We're going through all the different situations of our lives, many lives. The whole epic story of human history that we're going through is all the parts of our souls working on the transformation, either consciously or unconsciously, working towards it or being guided towards it through the way of conscious spiritual development or the way of suffering, all pushing us towards this transformation. So the more that we can try to awaken to this realization, so although our sufferings are sufferings, but we can also try to put them more into the perspective that the sufferings that we're going through are all temporary experiences that are helping us in growing towards our experience that's beyond. And then we can start to become aware that the purpose of our sufferings is to aid us in our transformation. It says here, all the sufferings in the world are nothing other than revelations put in front of our eyes to motivate us to do away with our desire to receive and embrace the perfected state of desiring to give. As we discussed before, the way of suffering is able to lead us to our perfected state. Right? The more that we realize that it's our self-interest that's suffering, so the more it motivates us to work towards transcending that place that is suffering. Our world was created to be in the ultimate state of joy. To experience the joy ever, we need to reach the state of complete unconditional love. And so all of our spiritual work and spiritual practice and everything we're going through is to attain that state of unconditional love, which will allow us to experience our divine reality, and that all of the sufferings that we're going through are here to help us to progress in the direction of working to attain the state of unconditional love. Okay, so we'll end for now, and God willing, continue next time.